Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again. So, in our first module, we had a word or we had a great discussion and we understood what is public speaking is all about. Now, in our next module, we'll be talking about anchoring, why we need to focus on the anchoring concept. Now, when once you go to the steps of becoming a great public speaker, you will launch yourself to proceed towards the stage appearances. So when you hold the mic, when you try and hold your mic and you try and present yourself in front of the people, so the process, the way you talk, the way you communicate, what are the different rules and regulations which you need to follow when it comes to anchoring. So your entire you are the limelight of that particular event, so the people are going to keep a watch on you, that how you're going to say, how you're going to speak, how you are conveying the message to the people. So there are many things which counts over here. So when you talk about anchoring, it is one of the most important factors when we connect this with as a public speaker. So let's see what's anchoring is all about. So when I connect the anchoring, I label it as a anchoring skills. So anchoring skills, I think everyone uh, should have this kind of skills, because we are somehow at some stages of our life. There comes a scenario where we actually have to focus ourselves to become a great anchor. So it might be a certain occasion where you have to stand up and speak up. So what are the terms, what are the terminologies you're going to use it, how you're going to follow the the strategies to present yourself in front of the entire crowd. So being a great anchor, it defines you as a complete package of a public speaker, a confident public speaker. So it's very important when you focus in the anchoring rules. So you when you begin with the anchoring strategies, the way you speak, the way you talk in front of the audience is highly, it should be very impressive. So when you hold the command, when you hold the mic, the way you are holding it, okay, how you are building that kind of an eye contact with the audience, and what kind of charm you have at that point of time on your face, it counts everything. So we have seen multiple people in our life where you can see that there is a variety of a range of people to present themselves on stage. But what are the great qualities, what are the commanding presence of a great speaker, which is need to be focused on when we learn about the anchoring rules and regulations. So you should have a commanding presence. Okay, the your entire presence counts a lot when it comes to anchoring. Now, your attire is the foremost thing. Like, what are you wearing? How you are presenting yourself. It's not about wearing a decent clothes or a quality of clothes. Some people, they wear a very chunky and funky clothes, but the moment they start talking in front of the audience, they lead the crowd. So I would always recommend you all that it's not about your entire what say attire or something needs to be focused on. It's your attire, of course, but along with that you need to focus on your the way you're going to speak, which is going to be a commanding presence and attire that combines you yourself as a great anchor. Now, how is going to be your posture and body language? This we spoke when we were talking about public speaking. So we had a word, we had a discussion as well, that how you should have your body language. So when we talk about a body language, it doesn't mean that what kind of a language you are using, or it might be some have a misconception that when we present ourselves on stage, it should be only in English. No, I would never, uh, you know, uh, in the favor of when we talk about a great public speakers, they are only speaking in Hindi. So there is no language barriers if you're confident enough to present yourself, in a very positive manner in front of the audience. So I don't think your language should stop you. You can even speak in Hindi, you can speak in Marathi, many of the languages. We have lots of dignitaries, and we have a lot of example in front of us who are actually taking this kind of uh, uh, the dilemma, which we can say that the people are actually getting focused on how to focus on the quality of the talks, not the languages. Some of the examples I do remember that Sandeep Maheshwari. So when you Google it about Sandeep Maheshwari, he only speaks in Hindi, and just look at the confidence. Just look at the way he carry himself. Just look at the way he present himself. I would highly recommend to see or watch his one video at least, so that you know what I am talking about: the commanding presence, the attire, the posture, the body languages. These all things you will understand when you watch his video. You should see that he has a lot of hand movements. He doesn't have a close posture. He doesn't just keep the hands like this. No, he is very confident enough, and he's very positive in his face. You can see there is a very less nervous face and a lot of confidence. He's ready to face all the challenges when it comes to talking on stage. So posture and body language is very important. So when I talk about a posture, some people they stand with a crossed legs. Some people they just twist the legs like this. So you should see that what posture you're holding. So when you're going on the stage, your posture should be like your back should be straight, and the way you are trying to present yourself in the audience, it should not go a little awkward. Okay, even you should feel comfortable the way you are standing. Just don't put yourself more down, neither little up. Just stay calm and relax. Okay, the way you are just standing on the stage, it matters a lot because you're going to lead the crowd. Be a simile. It's one of you can say a very small word, just a one word, but it has a it has a lots of power in it. So when we talk about be a simile, so simile is something holding a smile on your face when we talk. So it's very important that when someone is communicating with us, and you are just on stage and you are doing an anchoring. So you should have that kind of positive vibes of a good facial structures in your face, so that the people should feel better that okay, you have a good kind of things in you. They look up to, okay, they look up to, they want to smile. So if you have a sad face, so they don't want to listen you more. So they will get a feeling that even you yourself, you're not happy what you're doing. So what you make us do it, or what are you going to do so that we should listen to you? So your smile, or that doesn't mean that you should overdo it. We have a habit that okay, sometimes we overdo it, we smile even though when it is not required. Here the simile I meant to say that you should connect with the emotions. Your emotions should be connected. Like if you're talking about some sad things or something, which is not a part of your let's say you're anchoring, but still you are trying to connect the audience to certain level. So when we talk about certain things which are not a part of our presentation, but still we indulge in it, so at that point of time you need to bring the emotions. So you should not smile, you should not smile at that point of time. So you should bring the emotions. If it is a sad something, you should show that kind of emotions in you, that even you are expressing yourself with wholeheartedly. So it's so important to get a simile on your face. Eye contact, of course, we have discussed this in a public speaking module as well. So eye contact, when you appear yourself on stage, okay, the current the anchoring part which you take it, okay. So it's not about just you pull yourself looking down on your content and you are talking, no. So you have to you have to get into the content in such a manner that you should know what you're talking, as you've already by hearted the things, or you can say you have kept the things in your mind for a longer period of time, so that you don't have to look yourself always down. So keep this point very clear, that when you building a eye contact, the eye contact is an essential thing. It is there in anchoring as well, in public speaking as well, and as well as it is going to be in what you can say stage courageous as well. So anchoring, eye contact is something, these things are very connective when we talk about these areas of public speaking, because it is all related to the verbal and non-verbal communication. So eye contact plays a vital role when we talk about the anchoring skills. Handshake, of course. Now here, when you are doing anchoring or something, okay, and there come a moment, and then that you have to call the participants on the stage, and there might be a certain scenario where you need to go for a handshake. So very positively, very smartly, you have to do the handshake, because it gives an impact, okay, that you are welcoming the people, you're welcoming the people, and you're very happy to see their achievements, and you wanted the people to see growth in their life. So these just a single amount of handshake is going to count many things in you, okay. So always when you are anchoring and you are calling the participants on the stage, so get a so get that things done, that you are at least having a small amount, a small handshake with that participants. Your voice, the way you are talking, the way you are communicating with the people, it should be, as I spoke about the pause and pace concept in public speaking. So your voice should have that power, that you should have a command to lead the crowd again and again. So for example, when there is a point, at that point of time you realize, okay, you are totally blank, you don't know what to do, okay. So what to speak, you need to have an action plan for that as well, that at that point of time, if you're getting an a stop on yourself, you're totally feeling blank, so what is your action plan, what talks you're going to have. So your voice should be so it should develop a positive approach to your audience, so the audience wants to hear you more and more. This is what I wanted to see, or I wanted to express about your voice. Now, voice control. How do you control your voice is again an important thing. Okay. Now, when we talk about the voice control, so it comes with the frequencies. It comes with the when you are too loud, when you're too low. How do you control yourself? And you need to be very balanced. You cannot either go too louder, or you cannot be too low. You need to find a balance when you have that control in your voice. Okay. Now, when you're addressing the larger crowd, obviously your pace, your voice pace should be a little on a higher side, because you have to address the larger crowd. You cannot be in a normal tone. You have to raise your tone a little higher, so that the people can see that you are very energetic, and you are very impressive, and you want that you want your attention, you want audience attentions to combine each other. You want the audience to listen to you. So these controlling your voice controls this kind of parameters. Now, using the microphone. we face these challenges when we are doing anchoring. Okay, so while doing the anchoring, what happens is sometimes we have a mic and sometimes we have a microphone, so we don't have a practice of holding the mic. So at that point of time we feel that what to do now. You don't have a mic in your hand, but your mic is used, connected with the microphone. So at that point of time you realize that okay, you need to have a paced balance there, and then you are trying to connect yourself with the hand gestures. So you have one in, maybe in one page you have you are holding a full scape in your hand, let's say a handout in your hand, and the other side you are trying to hold let's say your hand is empty, and then where to go, your hand should go up, down, no, again and again you should not do a frequent movement because you're already having a handout in your hand. So but then you should always focus that it should not turn into a nervousness, because then again you will lag one step behind your anchoring fear. So that fear should not be developed because of the microphone. I would highly recommend that if you have a microphone and not the mic, and you are going to do the anchoring, so you should practice with a microphone only. Because when we practice with holding a mic and when we practice with microphone, it brings a lot of changes in your presentation. The way you are going to present your anchoring situation, it changes completely. So in this module we have seen how do we have the voice control, how do we present ourselves in our stage, and then how do we try to manage the control about the scenario which occurs in our while anchoring. So what the audience is expecting and what they want to see when we appear ourselves as a great anchor. So we in the next module we will definitely see more about anchoring strategies and more about anchoring protocols. So I would love to hear you in the next module. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much.